Well, hello again and welcome to the VK6CS Fun with Amateur Radio channel. How much more of this fans and airboxes must we endure? I hear you cry. Well, this should be the penultimate video. So there should be this one and the one with the completed airbox. Now this is the, remember this is a Kmart peg box, and I've been using this to do the prototyping. I've tried blowing it from the bottom. I've tried two fans from the bottom, one fan from each side, two fans from each side, one fan, two fans on each side rather, like this, series like this. One on this side and one on that side, offset like that, so that they wouldn't be blowing directly at each other. And this is the combination that I found that is the quietest. You won't think it is when you hear it fire up, but it is quieter and provides enough air. So I'm going to measure that. I have done a previous run with it and I got 91.25 cubic feet a minute of air. Now the tube requires a minimum, according to the specifications, of 88 cubic feet a minute, so that's just a couple of cubic feet, 2 or 3 cubic feet per minute of headroom. So I'm very pleased to get the required airflow through the tube at last. Now these large fan holes on the side here, about the same diameter as the fans, 110 whatever it is millimeters, have been covered with masking tape. And when I fired it up, I saw them just sort of pop out slightly, so just 2 or 3 millimeters, just like that. And I thought that suggests to me there's a good bit of pressure in the box. So I bought another one of these peg boxes today from Kmart, and I've already cut the hole in the end. The hole in this end. So what I'll do is I'll cut the hole in the top. I'll paint the peg box black. I'm going to put some sound deadening material that I got from Jaycar. I went to Jaycar today. I picked up a sound level meter, so I'm going to record the level of the sound it makes. And they also do some various sound deadening materials. There's acoustic deadener, there's sound deadener, there's the super sound deadener, which is the one I've got, because I thought, well, it sounds like it's going to be, you know, the best at doing what it's supposed to do. Unfortunately, they don't give you any attenuation figures for these different materials. So I'm hoping the super sound deadener will do the trick. It's a sort of cross between duct tape and depleted uranium. It weighs a ton, this stuff, and the idea, what I'll be doing with it is I'll be sticking it on my new peg box when it's painted. I'll be sticking it on the inside and outside of all the flat surfaces, so on the fans and on the inside and outside of the box. It's apparently it's high temperature stuff, so not that I'm expecting any high temperatures in there because of the forced air running through it, but it'll be interesting to see how much quieter that is. Now, I don't think this is going to sound pretty noisy, but it's much quieter than the other tests that I've done. And bearing in mind this whole unit is going to go inside an amplifier case, I think that you know, even if the sound deadening stuff doesn't deaden the sound by that much, it's still going to be the best I'm going to be able to do with it. Without compromising the airflow through the tube. And I know there's going to be lots of people out there that are going to say, well, you know, it's a 1500 watt anode dissipation, you're not going to be running it in commercial service, it's only going to be dissipating any heat on SSB voice peaks, you don't need anywhere near that much cooling, and that may well be true. But I thought, well, if I'm going to have the rest of the amplifier is designed to run the full output power of the valve, so I'll have the air cooling capable of dealing with the full dissipation. Right, so just close the flap on the side of the camera there. I've just charged it up before I knock the bloody thing off. So what I'll do is I'll fire it up and measure the airflow through it, and then measure the noise level. Okie dokie. Now remember, if you've got a nervous disposition, stick your fingers in your ears, because although it's quieter, still reasonably noisy. Now, where's my measuring gadget? Okay, let's fire it up. As you can, as you can't see, as you can see, the airflow indicator is moving reasonably aggressively. So looks like we're going to get another good run out of it. I'm actually using DC fans rather than the AC ones. I found that the pitch on the blades is much better on these, and they're very better. They're much better at dealing with static pressure than the mains fans that I've been able to get. So these are Ultronics fans. These ones, the F1165s, 138 cubic feet a minute supposedly. Okay, so coming up on the 5 seconds and stop. Okay, so we have 1014 feet per minute. 1014 feet per minute. Now remember, to convert this into cubic feet a minute, let's just turn the calculator on. It's always a good start, isn't it? So what did I say? 1014. Yeah. So to convert that into cubic feet a minute, we multiply that by the area of our measuring device. So that's 1014 multiplied. I'm looking around the camera and the tripod here, so it's not very easy to see this. 0.09 equals 91.26. So there we go. That's the airflow through the anode radiator in cubic feet per minute. 91.26. Specification says 88 cubic feet a minute. So that's 88, 89, 90, and 91. So we have 3.26 cubic feet per minute extra. A little bit of headroom there, so very pleased with that. Fantastic. Let's turn that off. And what I'll do is I'll just show you this rather nice little, actually let's get rid of that because that makes some noise. When we're measuring noise, don't really want to be measuring the noise of the airflow measuring device as well. So I'm just going to fire it up. I'm going to get around this bloody tripod. There we go. Here's the little, this is from J-Car, little sound measuring device I got today. Let's fire it up. Let's make sure that the microphone's not in the airflow. Not do it much good with it. I hope you can see that. It's a little dark. But that's saying 67 dBA. It's going up because it's picking up my voice, so it's good to see my voice is quite a bit louder. You can see that. So 66, 67, and when I'm speaking it's sort of going up by, I don't know, up to about 6 dB, probably 5 or 6 dB more. So my voice is quite a bit louder. My voice is quite a bit louder than the airflow. It's quite a nice little gadget. That it's only 40 bucks, $39.95, something like that, from J-Car. Lighting in here is really peculiar. There we go. So let's call that 68 dBA as the amount of noise it's making. Now, if you're wondering how to tell if you've got enough airflow through your GS35, but you do not have a device for measuring that airflow, what you can do is get yourself a bit of A4 paper, just a bit of ordinary A4 paper. I've just taken this out of my printer, and just drag it across the valve. And if it will stand up like that on the airflow, that's what 91 cubic feet of air through the anode radiator per minute looks like. So there's a pretty good shaft of air coming through that anode radiator. If you can see that thing. I was trying to get it into a position where I could just stand a piece of paper on the valve, but I hadn't actually tried that before. I don't know whether it would work. But anyway, so if you've got a GS35 and you've got no way of measuring the airflow through it, you can, it's difficult to describe, but there's a reasonable amount of air coming through that radiator. Just get a bit of A4 paper, and it should look like that. I'm trying to twist the paper down into the airflow. If you can see that action there. I can't see the viewfinder from where I'm at the moment. But I'm trying to twist the paper down and I can't. That airflow is just too much airflow there. So that's what 91 cubic feet a minute of airflow looks like with a piece of A4. And that is my power supply shutting down for some reason. But I won't worry about that because that's not the power supply I'm going to be using in the amplifier. Right, so I hope you found that interesting, and I'll do another video when I get the other airbox painted and finished off, and we'll just recheck that airflow and recheck that noise level and see how much noise reduction I actually get by using the J-Car super acoustic or super sound deadener, I think it's called. So that'll be quite interesting. All right, well, as always, I hope you found that interesting, and thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.